FreeCAD is getting really good. The new additions of tools and features are really making it great to use. FreeCAD is a long-standing free program. At the time of this video, its stable version, according to the FreeCAD website itself, is version 1.0. But test versions or developer versions, let's say, can be found on the daily builds page on GitHub. In the developer version that I downloaded on this date here, it is in version 1.1, which will perhaps be the next stable version. And the amount of good things that I found in it make FreeCAD more powerful for me. In this video, we will see these good things that I found. Let's try to design this 3D model. It is simple. Its simplicity is to not make the video too long. Let's do it. Before opening FreeCAD the version, if you have FreeCAD 1.0 installed in your computer, I recommend backing up your settings. Now I'm going to delete these two files in this folder just to see how FreeCAD 1.1 opens, just for that. As you can see, this is a development version, and now I will increase the size of this window pressing this icon, and as you can see, we're on the start page of FreeCAD 1.1 the version. The first thing that I'll do is to set some configurations for the FreeCAD program. For example, I will change the language to English, and I will stay with the standard for the unit system, and the navigation style I will change to gesture. I like this one here. And next I will select the them, FreeCAD like them, and then I press done. Now we are on this page here, and as you can see here, the text is in Portuguese. So I have to close the program for now to update this text here, and I open the program again. And now as you can see, we have the text in the English language. And also if we open the path of the FreeCAD preference, like so, we can see that now we have these two files here, the system and the user configuration files. I close this, and now I choose to create a new parametric part using the part design workbench. Just click on this option and a new document will be created with a part design object in the model tree, as you can see here. This body object will store all information related to the solid creation. And now let's save the document. To save the document, press this icon, and I will save this document as Hunch model video. Next, I will change some settings of FreeCAD. To do that, I go to edit and I go to preference, and for now I want to change the size of this coordinate system here. To do that, I have to go to display. On 3D view, I go to general, show coordinate system in the corner, and I increase the size to, let's say, 30%, and then hit apply. And as you can see, now I have this. Okay, I will set here to 20% and then apply. And as you can see, now I have the coordinate system in the size. Next, I will increase the size of this scope here. To do that, I have to go to display, navigation, and here I go to cube size and I change here to, for example, 150, and then hit apply. And as you can see, now I have this. Okay, and next also I will change the demo of FreeCAD to classic dem. I like the classic dem. To do that, I go to general, on dem, click here and select FreeCAD classic, and then hit apply. As you can see, now I have this background and I want to change this. To do that, we go to colors. We go to display colors and click on simple color. Click on simple color and click here and then select this color. Press OK, and now hit apply, and here we have this. Okay, now press OK. And the next, I like to hide the status bar. To do that, I go to view and then I uncheck this option. And now I save this document and I close the program. And now I will open the program again. Double click. Now I choose to open this model, Hunch model video. Now let's start designing the parts. I will start designing the left blade. First thing that I do is to select the body and then press F2 and rename this body to left blade and enter. Next, the first thing that I will do is to create a sketch on the XY plane. To do that, we have to click on the create sketch icon and then select the correct plane, XY plane. And as you can see here, we have this. We are on the Sketcher workbench, as you can see now. Let's fix the positions of these icons, these tools. So first I'll drag this toolbar to here and this one to here. And now I have these all tools. Let me also drag this toolbar to here. So now I have more space. Okay, here we have this, as you can see. So next, what I will do is to use a rectangle tool to form the first geometry. I go to Sketch Geometry Tools, and then I select rectangle, this tool here, and then I created this rectangle, as you can see. As you can see, we can see the edge of this rectangle. To fix this, we have to escape this tool and then go to Edit, Preference, and then navigate to Sketcher and go to Display, and now go to Appearance, and now what to do, go to Geometrical Element Colors and change the Unconstrained to, let's say, black color, and okay. For example, the width of the geometries we can increase. I will stay with these values. And here, colors outside Sketcher, let's change to green color, this color, and the edge also to green, and then hit apply and okay. Okay, so now we can see this, as you can see. Now let's select this one here and delete, and next use the arc tool, and as you can see, we can't see the mouse pointer. To fix this problem, escape this tool and go to Edit, Preference again, and now navigate to Appearance. Go to Cursor Crosshair and change here to, let's say, red color, and okay, and then hit apply and okay. And now if we select the arc tool, as you can see, now we have the mouse pointer. Okay, so now I click on the horizontal axis and I draw this arc on these 2 points, and now I have this, as you can see. 5 degrees of freedom. Next, what you do, select constraint symmetrical and zoom in here, select this point here, and now the horizontal axis, and as you can see, we have this problem. Let's fix this. Escape this tool and then go to Edit, Preference, and now on the Sketch tab, go to General. I think is in the General, and check this option out, remove redundance, and then hit apply and okay. And now go to constraints, scroll down to this constraint here and then delete it, and now select constraint symmetric again, and now select this point, now this point here, and now this horizontal axis, and now we have this, as you can see. Now let's use the constraint constant and constrain this point to this vertical axis, and we have these 3 degrees of freedom. Now next, let's use the dimension tool to set the dimensions of this geometry. Select the dimension tool and now click on this line here, click off, set 56, and then press OK. Let's select point tool on Sketch Geometry Tools and then create a point on this arc, and next use the constraint constant and constrain this point on the horizontal axis. Okay, now select the dimension tool, click on this point, and now on the vertical axis, click off, and let's set the distance, which is 50 millimeters. Let's set 50 and then okay. And as you can see, we have this. Also, we have 1 degree of freedom here, as you can see. Now let's create the small fillet here with a radius of 1 millimeters. To do that, we have to select the fillet tool on the Sketcher workbench, this tool here, and then select this edge, this one here, the same thing here on these 2 lines. Okay, now select equal constraint and make these 2 arcs equal, and we have this 2 degrees of freedom. Now let's select dimension tool, click on this arc and click off and set 1 millimeters. Okay, and next here, what to do, we have to set this distance here, 46 millimeters. Let's select this line here and now click off and say 46 millimeters, and then escape 2 times to leave this sketch. And as you can see, we have this problem. Let's fix this. Let's drag this toolbar to here, and this one to here, and also this toolbar to here. And now we have this. Now let's create an extrusion of this sketch. To do that, we have first to go to the model tab, select the sketch, and then select extrude tool. Okay, and now we have to set the length, which is 5 millimeters, as we see here. Set 5 millimeters, and then press enter, and here we have the first solid. Okay, let me drag this toolbar to here. Now I will create a new sketch on the front plane. To do that, I click on the create sketch icon, and next I select the axis plane. Next I switch to the session view, pressing this icon, and now I go to sketch or geometries and I select the cycle tool. I create a cycle here on the vertical axis, and I end the cycle here on this origin axis. Now I have 1 degree of freedom, as you can see. Next I will select the dimension tool, click on this cycle, click off, and now I will set this right here, 7.5. The diameter here must be 15 millimeters, and then press enter, and now I close this sketch. And next what I will do is to extrude this sketch here. To do that, I select the path tool again, and now I set symmetric to plane, and now I set the size here, which is 56 millimeters, and then I press OK, and now I have this, as you can see. Now let's change appearance configuration on the FreeCAD program. Press home, go to edit, preference, and now here go to, I think it's display, and we have to go to rendering, and here on this option change to this last option, and then press OK. Please press OK here, and then apply and click OK. And now let's save this model and close the program. Let's open the program again, double click OK here, and now I open this model, and now as you can see we have a beautiful appearance, as you can see. Okay, now the next step is to create 2 holes on this solid here, on this face. So I will select this face here and then create a sketch on this face, and next I go to sketch geometries and I select cycle tool. I create 2 cycles for these holes, as you can see here. Next I skip this tool, and then I select these 2 cycles, and I click on this arrow to expand these tools here and select constraint diameter, and set the diameter of these cycle geometries to 10 millimeters, and here I have these, as you can see. Now I will constrain the center points of these 2 cycles on the horizontal axis. To do that, I will select the constraint symmetric, and then select these 2 center points of these 2 cycles, and now the horizontal axis, and now I have this, as you can see. 2 degrees of freedom. Next I select dimension tool, and I click on this. As you can see, it's not easy to select the point, so let's fix this. Skip this tool, go to edit, go to preference, and now go to general, select selection tab, and go to pick radius. Let's increase here to 16 pixels, and then hit apply and OK. Now as you can see, it's easy. Okay, select dimension tool, and now click on this center point, now the center point, and create a vertical distance of, let's see here, 28 millimeters. Okay, now we have 1 degree of freedom, as you can see. Next we have to set the distance from the center point to this axis here. To do that, click on this point, and now on this vertical axis create a horizontal distance of 27 millimeters. Now skip 2 times to leave this sketch and select pocket tool to create the holes. Press OK to finish the operation, and here we have this, as you can see. Next, let's create a small chamfer on the edge of these holes. Like we see here, the chamfer is 2 millimeters, as you can see. Let's do that. Hold Ctrl key, select the top edge and this edge, and now select chamfer tool, this tool here. Change the size to 2 millimeters and press OK, and here we have this, as you can see. Next, let's create a hole on this face here. Select this face and then create a sketch on this face. Now what we'll do here is to extract the center point of this circular edge. To do that, first we have to change these geometries to construction geometries, pressing this icon and then click on this tool here and extract this edge, and here I have the center point. Okay, and now skip this tool and change to normal geometries, and now select cycle tool, create a cycle on this center point here. Okay, as you can see, we have a hole with a diameter of 5 millimeters. So just set 5 millimeters for this cycle and enter. Skip this tool and then go to the model tab, select the sketch, and now select pocket tool to create a hole. As you can see, we have to increase the length of this hole. Let's change the depth here to, we can change the type to toggle and then rotate the model, and as you can see we have this. Okay, now press OK and press home to see the model. As you can see, now we have the solid and its appearance is very good, as you can see. And my next step is to create these two pockets here. To create this, I will create a new sketch on this face, for example. I select this face and then I create a sketch on this face, and next I select this tool here and I extract the center point of this edge. Now if we escape 2 times this sketch, we have this arc here. I don't want this arc here, so I will convert this arc to construction geometry. I go to the model tab, I make a double click on this sketch, and then I select this arc and I change to construction geometry. Now if I close this sketch, as you can see, I can't see the arc now. Double click on this sketch and now zoom in here, and next I will select cycle tool and I will create a cycle, and the diameter of this cycle I will set to 17 millimeters. As you can see here, I have a result of 8.5. So I will set 17 millimeters and then enter and skip 2 times to leave this sketch. Now to create a pocket, what I will do first is to change the Z attachment of this sketch here. I will move the sketch 13.75 millimeters in the Z-axis of this sketch. To do that, I go to the model tab and then I select the sketch, and in these parameters, in these properties, I go to attachment, and next I go to position and now Z position. And I will change here to 13.75 millimeters and then I will press enter, close this tab page, and as you can see, I have the sketch here. I have to reverse the duration of this sketch. To do that, I go to map reversed and I change here to true. And here I have this, as you can see. Now I save this sketch, I save this document, and then I create a pocket using the pocket tool. Okay, I set reverse it here, and next I change the length to this length here, 14.5 millimeters. I enter, and here I have this, as you can see. Okay, next, as you can see, I have to create this pocket, and for me it's very easy. I go to my document, next I go to this last operation, this pocket, I click on this arrow and I select this sketch and I create a copy of this sketch, Ctrl C, and now original selections, and now Ctrl V to paste the sketch on the document, and now I drag this sketch into this body and I press spacebar to make this sketch visible. What we'll do now is to attach this sketch on this face here. So I select the sketch, right click on mouse and attachment editor, go to the model and make the last operation visible. Spacebar, go to the tasks and now click on this button and select this face, and I have to change the Z duration of this sketch to this value to place the sketch here. So I change here to 13.5 millimeters. And as you can see, here I have this. Now I scroll up here and I press OK. And next I select the sketch here and I create a pocket. I set reverse it, and now I change here to toggle and then I press OK. And here I have this. Save the document, and my next step now is to create the fillets on this part. Okay, so I will start creating the small fillet 0.5 millimeters. To do that, I first change the draw style to wireframe by pressing V3, or by going into the draw style icon, click on this arrow and select wireframe. Okay, and here I have this, as you can see. Now I zoom in here and I hold the Ctrl key and I select this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge, now this one and this edge. And now I select the fillet tool and I change the radius here to 0.5 millimeters. And as you can see, I have this problem. The report view appeared here. I chose to close this and I change the draw style back to flat lines. As you can see, I have this. Okay, and now I press OK. Now I press home, and next I have to create a fillet on this edge, as we can see here. So I select this edge, for example, and I click on fillet icon and I change to 0.5 millimeters. And here I have this, as you can see. So I finished designing the first part, the left blade. And the next step now is to create the right blade, this blade here. To do that, the first thing that I'll do is to disable this body here by double click, and then select this blade here and create a copy, Ctrl C, and now press OK on this window, and now Ctrl V. And now I have this body object, which is a copy of this left blade body. Now I select this body here and I rename to right blade. Okay, and now I will rotate this blade here. So with this body object selected, right click and then select transform option. As you can see, now this tool is more complex. We have these all options here. First I go to dragger here and I change the rotation increment to 90 degrees. Next I go to this point, for example, and rotate the model in the Z axis. And then I press OK. And as you can see, now I have this. Next here, I have to make some change on the right blade object. As you can see here, we have this difference on the dimensions. Okay, so to change this, I will first hide the left blade by pressing spacebar, and then activate the right blade by double click. Okay, and now I close this, and the first thing that I'll do is to check the size of these pockets and these parts here. So I will select this face here and then create a sketch on this face. And now I will switch to the session view and select external geometry tool. No, this tool here, the name is external projection geometry. Okay, so here I will extract this edge and okay, this edge here, and next this edge, now this edge, this one here, and it's all. Next I will select the dimension tool and create the dimensions to now. As you can see, I have 14.25 millimeters for this pocket, and this is not correct for the case of this part here. Let's continue the job. Select this edge and now this edge and click off. Here I have 13.5 millimeters. Now I select this edge and now this edge here, and as you can see, I have 13.75 millimeters. So what I will do here is to extrude face of these parts here. So I will skip this sketch, and the first thing that I will do is to select this face here and then select pad tool, and here I will change the length to 0.25 millimeters. And here I will do the same, select this face here and now pad tool, set 0.25 millimeters, and now rotate this model, zoom in here and select this face now, and pad tool, I think here is 0.25 millimeters also. So I go to the model tab now and I select this sketch here and I delete. And now I select this face again and I create a new sketch. And now I switch to the session view and I select this tool and I extract this edge. I have the same distance, so it's all okay. Now escape this tool, escape 2 times to leave the sketch, go to the model, and now select the sketch here and delete. Okay, press home on your keyboard and now we have this, as you can see. Now I close this arrow and I make this left blade visible by pressing spacebar, and here I have this. Now if we rotate the model, as you can see, we have these 2 models with the correct dimensions. Okay, now I will disable this body here, double click. Okay, and also I will save this document, and the next thing that I will do is to create the rivet, this part here, and on this side here we can see the dimensions of this part. So first let's select these 2 body objects and hit spacebar to hide these 2 objects, and then create a new body, and let's rename this body to rivet. Okay, and now let's create a sketch on the YZ plane. Click on the create sketch icon and select YZ plane, and now here go to sketch geometries and select polyline tool, create this line, this horizontal line, and now this vertical line, and now select the line tool and create a line, horizontal line. Okay, next select arc tool, click on this line here and create this arc on these 2 points, and do the same here, click on this line and now on these 2 points to create this arc. Okay, next let's select equal constraints and make these 2 arcs here equal and these 2 lines equal. Now I have 6 degrees of freedom, as you can see. Next let's select constraint constant and make this point constant to this horizontal axis. And now it's time to set the dimensions of this geometry. Select dimension tool and let's start by these 2 edges. Here must be 2.5 millimeters as we're drawing a section of the 3D model. Let's select constraint symmetric and make these 2 center points merge to this vertical axis, and now we have this. Next, let's select dimension tool again and now click on this line and 56 millimeters, and here we have this, as you can see. Select constraint symmetric, now these 2 points here and now this vertical axis, and now we have 1 degree of freedom. Next here select dimension tool again and now click on this horizontal line, click off, and let's say 59.5 millimeters. Is that? Yes, press OK, and here we have this. And next select dimension tool again and now click on this point. Now create a vertical distance of 4 millimeters, and this sketch is full constrained. Click on this icon to see the geometry. As you can see, we have this. Escape 2 times to leave this sketch, and now select revolution tool to create a solid. As you can see, this report view appeared, and this happens because the axis of this revolution is not correct. We have to fix this. Go to the task panel, click here and select y-axis. Now close this report view and then press OK, and here we have the final model. Now select these 2 objects and spacebar to make it visible, and now disable this body, double click, and here we have the models. Let's save this document, and now we have to place this object on this hole. To do that is very simple on this version of FreeCAD. We'll use the transform tool. Just select this rivet on the tree view and right click on mouse and select transform, and first let's drag this object to here, click off, and the first thing to do is to go to the transform dragger and here in the mode change to custom. And now with this custom mode selected, we can select a custom point on this object. For example, I will select this edge here. Now scroll down here to utilities and Click here on this button, and now we can place this object on the center point of this circular edge. Just click on this edge, and now as you can see, we have this. We also have this problem, but we can fix this. It's very simple. Just go to snapping. On the rotation, change to 90 degrees, and then scroll and then move this point like so, and now I have this, as you can see. Okay, so now I scroll up here and I press OK. Now, for example, if we went to simulate a rotation of this part here, we can do that using the transform tool. Just select the left blade on the tree view, and then right click and then select transform option. Click off now and just change the mode to custom, and now zoom in here and select, for example, the circular edge. Okay, and try to rotate this part here. Okay, let's select, we'll have to select this point here, and as you can see, we can do this. How to fix this? Okay, and now as you can see, we can rotate the part easily by dragging this point here. As you can see, we have this. We can do this. If I want to rotate, for example, more 5 degrees, I can do that, no problem. Now I press OK, and next it's time to show you something new on FreeCAD 1.1 day version. Save the document first and drag this part to drag the model to here, and go to edit, preference, and now navigate to display and go to light sources, drag this window to here. As you can see, now we have these options here. If we disable the main length and, for example, hit apply, as you can see, the length change. As you can see, the length of the object changes. If I uncheck this and hit apply, now I have this. If I uncheck this, as you can see, now I have a total black model. Let's activate the main length and then press apply, and this is the default length of FreeCAD. If we check the back length and hit apply, we have this. If we change this, if we check this option, we have 3 lights, as you can see here. Hit apply, and this is the appearance of the model. So this is all for this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit like and share this video with your friends. And if you want to support the content of the channel, you can do that. Just go to the description of the video and you'll find a link to the channel's Ko-Fi page. Or you can support the channel buying the ebooks that's appearing on the screen now. And the drawing page of this 3D model you can find on the 200 3D exercise for FreeCAD 1.0. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.